You're about to see why this comparison isn't even close. Two tropical islands, both in Southeast Asia, both have beaches that'll make your Instagram followers jealous. But after breaking down every single detail, one of these destinations absolutely destroys the other, and you might be shocked which one it is. This isn't about which island is prettier. They're both stunning. This is about value, experience, and what you actually get when you land there. One costs you almost double. One lets you actually relax. The other turns your vacation into constant negotiation. And one gives you the authentic island experience, while the other has become a theme park for tourists. Let's start with accommodation, because this is where the difference becomes obvious immediately. In Langkawi, clean, comfortable guest houses run $6 to $15 a night. A mid-range hotel with a pool and breakfast costs $30 to $60. Want luxury? You're looking at $100 to $150 for something genuinely special. Even the budget places are clean and well-maintained. Bali budget hostels start at $10 to $20, which sounds similar until you see what you're getting. Those $10 rooms are often tiny and service is hit or miss. Mid-range hotels that match Langkawi's quality start at $50 to $100 per night. That's already double. Luxury resorts run $150 to $300 and up. During peak season, which in Bali is basically always, those prices jump even higher. Food reveals the gap even more. In Langkawi, local food at hawker stalls costs 2 to 4 ringgit per meal. That's less than $1. A full meal of nasi goreng or fresh seafood for under $1. Restaurant meals at tourist areas run about 15 ringgit, roughly $3 to $4. Even nicer restaurants cost maybe $10 to $15 per person. And here's something beautiful. Nobody's trying to scam you. The price on the menu is the price you pay. Bali has incredible food too. Street food runs $1 to $3 per meal. But here's what happens in Bali that doesn't happen in Langkawi. Tourist prices. If you're in Seminyak or Canggu, that same local food suddenly costs $5 to $10, the exact same dish. Mid-range restaurants charge $10 to $25 per person. Fine dining easily hits $50 and up. You're paying Western prices in an Asian country. And you constantly have to negotiate, question prices, and watch for tourist markups. Transportation costs reveal even more. Langkawi is duty-free, which means renting a car costs about $6 to $12 per day. A scooter runs around $10 to $12 per day, including fuel. Taxis don't use meters, so you negotiate, but it's reasonable. Airport to Pantai Senang costs roughly $4. Nobody's trying to rip you off. Bali's transportation is where things get frustrating. Scooter rental starts at $3 to $5 per day, which sounds great until you factor in Bali's insane traffic. Renting a car with a driver costs $30 to $50 per day because driving yourself is genuinely dangerous. Ride-sharing apps exist, but short trips add up at $1 to $3 each. And because Bali is 12 times larger than Langkawi's main island, you're spending way more time and money getting around. What should be a 30-minute drive can take 2 hours during peak times. The beach experience is supposedly what you're going for. Langkawi's beaches are legitimately peaceful. Pantai Senang is the most popular beach, and yes, it has tourists, but it never feels overwhelming. You can find a quiet spot. The sand is clean, the water is clear. Tanjung Ru Beach gives you almost complete solitude with stunning views. The beaches don't have aggressive vendors constantly harassing you. You can just exist there. Bali's beaches are beautiful, but come with a completely different vibe. Kuta and Seminyak are packed. Not just busy, but absolutely crowded with tourists, vendors, and beach clubs charging premium prices. The famous beach clubs cost serious money. A daybed at Finn's Beach Club runs $50 to $100 minimum before food and drinks. The beaches themselves can be littered with trash during certain seasons. Places like Nusa Dua are cleaner and quieter, but you're still dealing with crowds. And everywhere you go, vendors approach you constantly. It's relentless. The overall island vibe matters more than people realize. Langkawi feels genuinely relaxed. The population is only about 75,000 on the main island. Tourism exists, but hasn't completely overtaken local life. You see Malaysian families enjoying their own island. Local culture is still present and authentic. The pace is slow. Staff at hotels and restaurants actually seem happy to help rather than going through the motions. Bali has over 4 million residents, plus millions of tourists every single year. It's crowded almost everywhere. Ubud used to be this peaceful cultural center, and now it's packed with yoga studios and tourist shops. Bali has incredible culture, temples and traditions, but you're experiencing it alongside thousands of other tourists doing the exact same thing. The constant hustle means you never really escape, and the aggressive tourism culture means constant haggling, constant people trying to sell you stuff, and constant vigilance about getting fair prices. Activities show another major difference. In Langkawi, the cable car and sky bridge cost about $15 for the cable car and $10 for the bridge. The mangrove tour runs $25 to $40, including lunch. These are the main paid attractions. Most of what makes Langkawi special is free or nearly free. Beaches, waterfalls, viewpoints, just driving around exploring. You're not nickeled and dimed at every turn. Bali has more attractions because it's bigger. Temple entrance fees run $2 to $6 each. Mount Batur Sunrise Trek costs $20 to $30. Everything in Bali costs something. Want to see rice terraces? Entrance fee. Visit a temple? Entrance fee plus sarong rental. Want to do anything? Someone's charging you for it. Here's what really separates these islands: the authenticity of experience. Langkawi feels like you're visiting an actual place where real people live normal lives, and tourism is part of the economy, but not the entire economy. You can have conversations with locals who aren't trying to sell you something. You can explore without fighting through crowds, doing the exact same Instagram photo. The island hasn't been transformed into a tourist product. It's still Malaysia, still itself. Bali exists primarily for tourists now. Much of what you experience is designed and priced specifically for foreign visitors. The spiritual ceremonies, often performed on schedule for tour groups. The traditional dances, shows for tourists. The craft markets, designed to extract maximum money from foreigners who don't know local prices. You can find authentic Bali if you work hard and get off the beaten path. But the main tourist areas have become Western outposts with Balinese decoration. The duty-free status of Langkawi creates another massive advantage. Alcohol in Malaysia is normally expensive because of taxes, but Langkawi being duty-free means beer costs less than $1 at duty-free shops. Even at beach bars, you're paying maybe $2. If you enjoy having drinks on vacation, this saves you a fortune. Compared to Bali, where drinks at tourist areas cost Western prices, the difference is enormous. The size difference dramatically impacts your vacation. Langkawi's main island is 478 square kilometers. You can drive around the entire thing in a few hours. Everything feels accessible. You're never stuck in traffic for hours. You can visit one beach in the morning and be at a completely different beach by afternoon without spending your whole day in transit. The smaller size works in your favor because you maximize actual vacation time. Bali is 5,780 square kilometers, 12 times larger. Getting from Ubud to Uluwatu takes hours. Traffic in South Bali is genuinely horrible. You end up spending huge portions of your vacation sitting in traffic. The larger size means you either limit yourself to one area and miss most of the island, or you spend significant time and money moving around. Shopping reveals another telling difference. Langkawi's duty-free status makes it a shopping destination. Chocolate, alcohol, and perfume cost significantly less than elsewhere. Prices are fixed at most shops. You see a price, you pay that price. No games. Bali has extensive shopping, from markets to boutiques. You can find beautiful handicrafts and art, but you have to haggle for everything at markets. Starting prices are often 3 to 5 times what the vendor will actually accept. After a week of negotiating over everything you buy, it gets exhausting. Unlike Langkawi, where you can relax and just enjoy shopping, Bali requires constant price vigilance. Cleanliness matters more than you'd think. Langkawi has made huge efforts toward cleanliness and sustainability. Beaches are clean, streets are well maintained. Trash isn't piling up everywhere. The island cares about maintaining its environment. Bali struggles with trash, especially during certain seasons when ocean currents wash debris onto beaches. Some beaches have serious litter problems. The massive tourism industry creates waste that infrastructure can't always handle. You'll see beautiful temple photos on Instagram, but the roads getting there might have trash along the sides. Let's talk about what you actually spend per day. In Langkawi, a comfortable mid-range traveler spends about $40 to $60 per day total. That includes decent accommodation, all meals, transportation, and activities. You can do it cheaper at $30 per day, or live like royalty for $100 per day. Bali, for the same mid-range comfort level, you're spending $75 to $100 per day minimum. Budget travelers can survive on $40 to $50 per day, but you're compromising significantly. For the same comfort you'd get in Langkawi for $60, you're paying close to double in Bali. Over a week-long trip, that's $420 versus $700. Over 2 weeks, $840 versus $1,400. That extra money could be another entire vacation elsewhere. The crowd factor genuinely impacts your vacation quality. Langkawi averages far fewer tourists. You can visit popular attractions without waiting in huge lines. You can eat at good restaurants without reservations weeks in advance. You can find parking. The island has tourist infrastructure without being overrun. Bali's popularity has reached levels where infrastructure struggles. Popular restaurants require reservations. Instagram-famous spots have queues of people waiting to take the same photo. Beaches are packed during peak season. You end up spending vacation time dealing with crowds and logistics rather than relaxing. Safety in both places is generally good, but the experience differs. Langkawi feels exceptionally safe. Petty crime is rare. You can walk around at night without worry. The biggest safety concern is literally wild monkeys. Traffic is manageable and not particularly dangerous. Bali is reasonably safe, but you need more awareness. Scooter traffic is genuinely dangerous for inexperienced riders. Petty theft happens in tourist areas. You need to watch your drinks. Exchange money only at authorized places. Negotiate taxi prices before getting in. You can't just relax and assume everything's fine. Here's the bottom line. For the actual vacation experience, for the value you receive, for the quality of relaxation, Langkawi beats Bali hands down. You spend less money. You deal with fewer hassles. You actually relax instead of constantly navigating crowds, traffic, and tourist traps. The island gives you authentic experiences without making you pay premium prices for manufactured authenticity. Bali offers more attractions and variety. If you want to spend 2 weeks and really dig deep, it can deliver amazing experiences. But for most people taking a week or 10 days in a tropical paradise, Langkawi provides better value, less stress, and more actual vacation. You spend less time planning, negotiating, and dealing with logistics. More time actually enjoying your trip. The comparison isn't even close when you factor in costs. Langkawi delivers premium experiences at budget prices. Bali charges premium prices for what should be budget to mid-range experiences. You could take 2 trips to Langkawi for what 1 trip to Bali costs. Or pocket the difference and upgrade your Langkawi experience to absolute luxury while still spending less than a mid-range Bali trip. So which island should you choose? If you want fewer crowds, better value, authentic local culture, and an actual relaxing vacation, Langkawi wins. If you want more attractions and variety, and don't mind paying double while dealing with crowds, Bali can deliver. Both are beautiful, both have incredible elements, but one lets you actually enjoy your vacation while the other makes you work for it. And one costs half as much while delivering the same or better experience. That's not subjective, that's math.